Welcome to the Brickyard, the podcast where we talk Lego news, collecting, building, and everything in between. I'm your host, JB Builds 15, and today we'll be diving into the topic every Lego fan deals with: how to grow your collection without draining your wallet. Because trust me, I drain my wallet. Lego is an amazing hobby, but it can get expensive fast. So today I'm breaking down 5 strategies I personalize to build my collection affordably, whether you're a collector, a reseller, or just someone who loves the brick. And I'm going to tell you, these tips will help you a lot with going into stores because some people don't know the right deals at the right time, and it may become too late and you can't get what you want. So let's just jump right in. So tip number 1 would be to buy bulk but sort it later. So bulk lots are the best value because some people don't know what may be in there, and some people don't know the price for stuff. So like you could get a bulk lot for like $10 at the thrift store, but it may come with like an $100 minifigure or a build that is like worth so much more. But you gotta be worried about those too because sometimes they may scam you. So like on Facebook Marketplace, like I was saying, thrift stores, yard sales, all that kind of stuff, it will be so much helpful. But like I said, you got to watch out for scammers because I know some people get scammed. Like I saw one guy buy expensive Lego set for cheap, and they didn't send him the set or the minifigures. They sent him the box, and they said that they were going to send him everything else. So he got scammed for that. So you got to watch out for scammers. Like one, yeah, and then so like bulk is how I keep JB Builds 15 stocked all the time. I have to buy bulk, I have to buy minifigures. That's why when I sell on Whatnot with the name Jack Bid, you gotta look for me. Just like Jack Bid 12, bunch of other members. We're changing our name, we're working on that. But I tell you, it is becoming much better to stay stocked every week because of bulk. So bulk is what you need. That is my promise to you. Tip number 2 would be clearance hunting, because I will tell you, when you go to like Walmart or Target, clearance cycles are a main thing, because there may be a set that will that will be on clearance, but in years it may go like here's one. Back in many years ago, there was the Cloud City Lego set that came out that was years ago. Had the Cloud City Boba Fett. No one wanted it. No one bought it. Well, now you Google it, it's like thousands of dollars to try to buy it. When it was like I think like what, a $90 set, maybe more or less, somewhere around there. And I mean, I tell you, it is becoming. You got to buy things like now. I think maybe in a couple years, the Nubs Starfighter set may actually be much, but it's like on clearance right now because no one wants it. But in years, it may become much more expensive. Who knows? So you got to try to make sure. And then let's see. Yeah, Bricklink is can be helpful in that. I mean, just trying to find, like I said, just trying to find clearance. Go to your closest Walmart or Target, or like just go somewhere where you know there will have clearance Legos, and that's where you'll go. I mean, there's nothing like finding a $40 set for like $11. I mean, there's nothing like that. My third tip for you would be you got to focus your themes. You got to make sure that you need to pick at least 1 to 2 themes to go. My themes would be Marvel or Star Wars, because theme hopping, so like let's say you go from Harry Potter 1 month to then Lego Ninjago the next month, that drains money. You will absolutely lose money from going from different themes. You got to stick with at least 1 to 2 main themes. You got to stick with like I said, Star Wars, Marvel. You know, you got City, you got Ninjago, you got Lego Friends. I mean, there's so much that you could pick out. Just 1 to 2 will really help your collecting. So like the backbone of my auctions, like I said, is Star Wars, Marvel. I like to also buy custom minifigures on Whatnot. You go there, that will also help you. But like I said, you got to focus your themes. Themes will be your main source. I mean, if you can't focus your themes, then you can't collect what you want. Because you may be, like I said, from Harry Potter to Ninjago, but then there's a huge Harry Potter set that comes out that next month, like Hogwarts Castle comes out, but you're on Ninjago, But then at the same time, a Ninjago set comes out and you want to buy both because you like them both. Well, then, but then let's say you also like Star Wars and the $1,000 Death Star comes out. Well, you buy all three of those. You buy like a Hogwarts Castle, and Ninjago build, and the $1,000 Death Star. I mean, if you're crazy like that, if you're a millionaire, I mean, but then that puts a full damper in your fund for collecting. So you got to stick with at least 1 to 2 themes. That's my best advice. Right there is 1 to 2 main themes that you can do, and also like I said, go check on Whatnot, go check on like all these things to try to get yourself in with all these other themes so you can buy all these other figs. But in minifigure, like I said, figs, sets, all that. You gotta be up to date with all of them. Another tip that'll be helpful is trading with other collectors. If you got other friends that you know who want minifigures that you've got that like you have duplicates of or you just don't want them, that will be so much better that you could trade minifigures with them. I know me and some of my friends, we would go trade minifigures some of the times. Like I would have a clone trooper that I didn't want, but my friend had a clone trooper that he didn't want, but I wanted his clone trooper and he wanted mine, and then we would trade. Like it's easy ways to try to gain money, or not even gain money, but just gain more figures for your collection, and it avoids spending cash. If you can find people that want your figures that you don't want, but they have figures that you do want, try to make a trade with them, and I think it could work. But also, check check for local Lego groups. If you even got a group me, you can check on. Just look for Lego Star Wars or Lego or any of that. Just look for group me's on that. Just look on Discords. You gotta look on all these different things that you can hopefully find people that will want to buy your fig, or not even buy, but trade with you for figs. So that could be very helpful right there. My fifth and final tip for you would be for you to sell to fund your hobby. You gotta have the self-sustaining collecting. If you sell extra minifigures or duplicates, like I said earlier with the trading, but instead if you sell them, or if you even sell parted sets that you don't only have parts of, but that can help you cover new purchases. Like that's how I keep my Whatnot auctions running. Is I'll sell duplicates or minifigures that I already have. I'll sell those, and that will help me gain more people. So it really works when you've got new minifigures, and if you want to buy more sets. I mean, selling on eBay, Whatnot, Facebook Marketplace. Let's see I mean, you could go thrift store. I mean, or not really thrift stores, but I mean, you could go anywhere, and you could definitely get what you need. I mean, you could buy so much and you could sell so much, and I tell you, is so significant to continue your hobby of Lego if you buy and sell Legos, but specifically sell Legos to keep your fund going, to keep your fund and to keep your hobby and to keep all of it. So yeah, that was another thing of my. That's some great advice. That's what I do. That's what I do to keep running. That's why. I mean, I've got the YouTube channel. I've got Whatnot. I've got all this different stuff that are helping me keep running my everything. Now I've got this podcast, so I'm just hoping that this all ends up working out. Now it's time for some questions that we've got. Let's see. This question comes from Will. Will's asking what the best theme is to collect. Well, Will, this is what I gotta tell you. You gotta keep it simple. I mean, choose a theme that you love, not the one that has the highest resale value, or to be honest, if it's the highest buying value too, that you don't really want to pick those. You want to pick one that you love. I mean, if you love the highest, but like the ones that cost the most, like Lego Star Wars, some days. But I mean, that is what you need to go to. You want to be using and buying and selling, and you want to the best thing to collect is the one that you love. No matter it's Harry Potter, Friends, Ninjago, Star Wars, City, everything that's out there, even stuff that's retired, like Monster Hunters. I mean, if you want to collect that, you do you collect whatever you want. But I'm telling you, that is what you need to collect. You want to collect the best theme is whatever you want. To be honest, it's whatever you want to collect will be the best theme for you. Okay, so now we're gonna have a quick summary of our 5 tips. So remember these. Remember, so you gotta buy bulk, and you gotta sort that later. Just you gotta buy the bulk. Bulk will be helpful. Facebook Marketplace, eBay, yard sales, thrift stores. That's very helpful. Cause like I said, you can find like a crazy expensive minifigure in there for like $11. The next tip number 2 would be clearance hunting. Remember, you gotta go to Walmart, you gotta go to Target, you gotta go to any store that you know would have clearance Lego, and you gotta go see what they've got. Cause some sets that may be on clearance, like I said, maybe become expensive, like the Cloud City set. So you gotta check up on those. Tip number 3 would be you gotta focus your themes. You gotta remember, like I said, pick at least 1 to 2 themes that you stick on. Like mine's like Marvel and Star Wars, but I may also do a little bit of Ninjago, but I really am stuck on Star Wars and then maybe a little bit of Marvel. But then the next tip number 4 would be trade with other collectors. Remember, you gotta trade with friends, family, everyone. Just make sure you can keep the trades in, because it also helps avoid spending money, spending card cash, whatever you've got. Okay, tip number 5 is you gotta sell to fund the hobby. You gotta go on Whatnot, you gotta go on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, where you buy stuff. You gotta go back and you gotta sell. You gotta have self-sustaining collecting. That's what you gotta stick with. And then yeah, those are our top 5. Remember, try these tips like I just said. Try them over the week. Try them, remember, all the time. Collecting should definitely be fun. It should not be stressful. Collecting needs to not waste money. It needs to help in some ways gain money and gain, interest. So you gotta remember that. But yeah, so those are that's my recap for this. You should remember, like, always remember those things. Thanks for hanging out at the Brickyard. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the podcast. Check out my YouTube channel, JB Build 15, for hauls, auctions, Lego content every week. Until next time, you always got to remember, keep building.